Good afternoon, and thank you to the conference organisers for providing me with the opportunity to speak on behalf of the ANGEA Natural Gas and Energy Association about the challenges and the opportunities facing the energy markets and the economies in Asia. My name is Paul Everingham, and I've recently been appointed as Chief Executive of ANGEA. ANGEA was established in 2021 to assist governments and other stakeholders in the region to address policy and technology issues relating to natural gas and other forms of energy and their place in enabling the energy transition. The association includes members from the entire supply chain, not just producers or consumers, and we firmly believe that this all-of-industry collaboration will be critical for its successful energy transition. Specifically, I will address the need to balance the three pillars of the energy system: energy security, affordability, and emissions. The energy security landscape has changed fundamentally this year. Energy markets, already disrupted by the COVID pandemic, have been further impacted by the war in Ukraine. These events have significant implications for Asia, but the challenges run much deeper. Long-term structural issues relating to changing public policy, resource access, capital availability, and investment in infrastructure are at the root of our shared trilemma. Global competition for liquefied natural gas volumes has intensified, leaving some importers who relied on the LNG spot market unable to afford or even secure the energy they need. New natural gas capacity will take time to develop, and action must be taken now to support that development, from policy setting to access to resources to financing. Policy must be set for the long term and must recognise the scale of the energy system and its complexity to ensure that investment is there to deliver flexible solutions. I welcome the progress being made by the Asia Transition Finance Study Group on their Transition Finance Guidelines and Technology List. This is an example of the type of collaboration that ANGEA is proposing and supports. It will be vital to our success. Now more than ever, we must acknowledge the reality of the energy transition. The cost of renewable energy has come down, but its intermittency remains a significant issue, and storage technology is not yet able to fill the gap. Immense infrastructure investments are required for energy transition in areas such as power transmission, carbon capture and storage, and new forms of energy that can be produced from natural gas, including hydrogen and ammonia. Growing economies are often the least able to afford the transition, facing the challenges of energy poverty. The use of natural gas and other transition fuels and technologies on the path to reduce emissions should not be denied to these regions. We recognise that our industry must lead on technology solutions to realise the transition. We must embrace the decarbonisation of our supply chain and not just Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions. Methane emissions specifically must be addressed as a priority, with greater clarity on measurement and verification. The scaling up of many technologies will be needed across the region to achieve mid-century targets. These include renewable power, carbon capture and storage, new and emerging forms of hydrogen, ammonia, as well as nuclear and biofuels. Research and development in these areas must be supported to bridge from prototype to full-scale technology deployment. Carbon capture and storage will be critical as it enables the decarbonisation of hard-to-abate industries, LNG, hydrogen and biofuels. Asia needs regionally integrated solutions for CCS based on a network of carbon dioxide sources and sinks. This needs an international transboundary policy framework to provide the legal and regulatory certainty for investors. With this in place, CCS will develop into an economically attractive option where our region will be highly competitive. Realistic hydrogen and ammonia technology must be pursued, and natural gas infrastructure should be durable and convertible to new fuels. These are exciting opportunities for government and industry to collaborate on critical policy solutions. South and Southeast Asia will need different pathways than other more developed economies. Energy efficiency and renewables alone will not be sufficient, and developing gas over coal will be critical to balancing emissions targets with energy security. Some multilateral financing organisations are backing away from supporting gas developments. This support should be reinstated now. Connectivity between national systems, whether power or gas, is critical to energy security. Transparent markets must also be developed, and over time, international pricing must be passed through to end users, with appropriate management and support during the transition. Developing economies in Asia face the multiple challenges of growing populations, economic headwinds, historic energy poverty, and growing emissions. Using natural gas on the path to reduce emissions and create new forms of energy is critical, and this approach should not be denied to them. Individual geographies will require tailored roadmaps to mid-century targets in which natural gas will play a critical part, complementing renewables and reducing emissions compared to alternatives. Close collaboration between governments, financial institutions and industry is needed to make the transition a reality, and the Asia Natural Gas and Energy Association will facilitate such partnerships by convening the dialogue. And our industry can and must play a leading role in developing technology to drive a successful transition. Without these pragmatic approaches, energy transition may stall or even reverse. However, I am a big believer in the power of partnership and collaboration, and I am optimistic that together we will be successful. Thank you again for this opportunity to speak with you today. Arigato gozaimasu.